Hello, I'm here at Whitefield because today I'm going to talk about the Whitefield line revamp. I probably didn't choose the best weather to film this video, so I'll quickly get inside the station. The old Whitefield line wasn't exactly the best line in Stepford. In fact, it was probably one of the worst lines in the county. I mean, look at this. Charlie Woodhead, managing director of SCR, didn't want people to think his railway was ugly. So he went to a few people who worked at Transport for Stepford and was like,
"Can you guys rebuild the Whitefield line?"
Okay, not that I want to though.
And so the Whitfield line was completely revamped to how we know it today. And this monstrosity was also rebuilt, fortunately. Jokes aside, I think you now get how much has changed from before. Anyway, enough about Whitefield Station. Time for Horton Rake. Now at Horton Rake. There isn't really anything new here besides a new tunnel south of the station. It's a pretty small station with only services to Whitefield and Stepford Central. That was enough about Horton Rake. Time to visit Charlie Christ. Now I'm at Woodhead Lane, the station well known for Charlie Christ, being in the middle of nowhere and being the station squad van Ninthausen said the famous. Congrats, you failed your guard training. This is a pretty eerie station. There aren't really any buildings here, which is because of history. This is the only station in the county to have staggered platforms. Now time to get to Stepford UFC. Now I'm at Stepford UFC. The rebuild was heavily criticized by locals, as the new one looked boring to them, and I have to agree. The rebuild was done as the old station was considered to be unsuitable for the dispatcher and guard trainings, which are held here. This is also the last station to be designed by Matty on the Whitfield branch. The new UFC has wider platforms, which is probably a reason to why the station is a bit boring, as most of the colours here are grey. You also have the lovely SCR training centre here. Anyway, that was Stepford UFC. I prefer the old one, but this one also looks good. Finally, I'm at Whitfield Lido. Yes, I know the line does go further to High Street, but it hasn't changed there a lot. The old version of the station had a siding, but it has now been demolished. There aren't ticket barriers here, which I like as they would ruin the feel of the station. Also, the station has a Lido now, which the old one didn't have, or well, at least a close one. The Lido is closed now due to the weather. Anyway, that was the end of the video. Weirdly enough, the Whitefield line was supposed to be served by Metro, another abandoned operator. This version of the line was in fact the second rebuild of the line. Subscribe for part 2.